Gaming has always been a part of my life, whether with people or alone. It's always been a big passion of mine. I mean, it still kind of is. I still like to keep up with what's going on in the gaming world from time to time, as I was interested in what was happening in the whole industry rather than just playing games. I mean, if I had to get up at 8 in the morning for school, I was probably getting up about 30 minutes late, but if there was a Nintendo Direct at 6 in the morning, you bet I was probably up 30 minutes before just to watch it. Whenever a big game would come out that I really wanted to play, the next week or two, my sleep schedule was probably fucked like crazy. I mean, it doesn't even really have to be a new game, as I usually didn't even play the new releases. If any new game I tried and it hooked me, I was probably playing that for a good 4 hours on average for a good week or two. Some games that had me trapped in my room were Xenoblade, any Xenoblade game really, any Fallout game, especially New Vegas, and fairly recently that came out, Elden Ring. I was, and would say I still am, into retro games. Me and my brother loved collecting retro games. I mean, I still find retro games interesting, as half of my brain is probably just retro game knowledge and just game knowledge in general. I started with an N64 as a kid, then went on to collect for every Game Boy, PS2, GameCube, the Wii, scouring flea markets, eBay, Depop, and the occasional retro game store that we came across. We got a pretty decent collection too, especially before prices went crazy. And I didn't just buy retro games, I was actively playing most of the ones I was playing. I'm pretty sure I got through almost 95% of my backlog, except for one important one that I actually kind of regret not playing. But again, it didn't really matter what I was playing. Valorant, Overwatch, RPGs, Minecraft, it doesn't really matter. I was a huge gamer nonetheless. People would sometimes tell me that I would eventually quit playing video games when I got older because I wouldn't find them interesting anymore. Well, the first part is true, but the second part is still kind of not true. I mean, yeah, 99% of games, especially now, are complete garbage. If you play games, you don't need me to tell you that games like Overwatch 2, Halo Infinite, NBA 2K are generic cash grabs filled with microtransactions designed to addict people. It honestly disappoints me that these are some of the most popular games right now. But my favorite games are the Final Fantasies, the Xenoblades, the Bioshocks, the games that really touch you in a way with their story and characters. And honestly, I still find those interesting. So what happened if I still find those type of games interesting? Firstly, I started to notice that many of the games I was playing weren't even fun. I am mostly referring to multiplayer games. The Overwatches, Valorants, Call of Duties. I made a conscious decision to stop playing these games a while back. While I still got hooked on them, specifically Overwatch 2, I was not playing them at the rate I used to. These games are like a loop filled with dopamine. Initially, you start playing them because they're a fun competitive game that you can play with friends. They give you that sense of competition as well. But then, eventually, you get hooked on trying to rank up and get better. And you eventually get trapped in the cycle of elo hell. Most people refer to elo hell as a place in the middle of the rank ladder where people try to rank up but are stuck where they are in the rank system. But I think you can be in elo hell despite of where you are in the rank system and how good you are. Elo hell to me is where you're chasing that high of trying to rank up and trying to get that high of when you first started playing that game. Whether it's simply leveling up, ranking up in competitive, unlocking something new, or trying to get that ace again. Basically what we call the progression system. The thing that keeps us coming back for more. I remember that first feeling of reaching diamond in Overwatch. It felt great. Or that feeling of getting an ace in Valorant. It felt amazing. All of my teammates were hyping me up like crazy. It felt great for 15 minutes, but then I was off to rank up even more and see those pretty numbers go up once again. Just like you stop caring in 15 minutes, no one really cares in real life unless you're in middle school. Not only do multiplayer games fulfill us with being competitive, but they also fulfill us with being social as well. Many people only play these games to talk with friends, but are those really your friends if you're only playing games with them? And do you really know anything about them? Do you really know them, or are they just someone to fulfill your social life while you escape real life by playing video games? You should ask yourself, are the people you play games with really your friends, or are they just there because you play games with them? You should really ask yourself if the people you play games with are really your friends. So like I said, I tried quitting those games a while back, but my favorite games were the open world games, the RPGs, The ones with the amazing characters, the nice storytelling, the amazing and beautiful worlds, the games with unique mechanics and features. These are the ones I had memorable moments with. They were perfect escapes. Give me a relatable protagonist, a lovable cast of characters, a beautiful world to explore, and a memorable story, and you got a perfect escape for someone that isn't content with their life. They made me feel amazing. I won't lie, some of my favorite weeks of my life were wasting away just playing Xenoblade Chronicles. When Xenoblade 1 came out on Switch, that was one of the best weeks of my life. I won't even lie. I beat that game in a week too. I literally completed that 60-hour game in 1 week. The game made me feel like I was a god slayer taking control of my own life, along with my best friends exploring a beautiful world. When I was done with it, it felt amazing, but again, I was back to my real life and the escape was kind of over, as it showed me lessons and what you could achieve in real life if you put that kind of effort that I put into the games into real life. I mean, I still think of these games in my day-to-day life, as they did teach me some valuable lessons about character development, life, and just inspired me in general. Because I want to feel that feeling of achievement, but now in real life. I want to feel like Shulk when he killed Zanza. I want to feel like Link when he defeated Ganon. And I want to feel like Tidus when he defeated Sin. I want to go through those emotions that the characters in the games felt, but that isn't going to happen if I keep playing video games. So I want to put time into this YouTube channel, accomplishing great things. Being rewarded in video games is a lot easier than in real life, but then again, a lot less rewarding. That's why video game companies have to research the best way to manipulate our minds, what colors to use, and what sound effects to use to make us feel like we're actually accomplishing something and release as much dopamine as possible. But in real life, we don't need any of those artificial sound effects or colors to make us think that we are accomplishing something, because we actually are accomplishing something. Again, I want to feel that sense of achievement and fulfillment, like how our characters in our games felt by the end of their games. I want to feel how they felt by the end of their journey at the end of mine. That sense of fulfillment, achievement, and reward that isn't gone within 15 minutes.